Hey there, Patricia, All My Fitness. Just ran a mile and a half and it felt good. I forget, a little over 15 minutes. The first mile was under 10 and the second mile was a little over. But anyway, it was good. It's cold out here, shady gloves, because it's 27. Yesterday was 22. I think I ran yesterday too, I can't remember. But anyway, gonna make progress every day on your goals. That's my key. So if you're walking on a treadmill right now or on the elliptical, check out the YouTube channel if this is Instagram, so you can see the full video. Sorry, my nose is stuffed up from this cold. Walking after running is a great way to cool down and keep some cardio going because your cardio is already ramped up a lot. So even short sprints of running will speed up your metabolism. If you're walking on a treadmill, you could try that. Maybe to a 5-to-1 work ratio, or maybe it's 1 minute of running and 5 minutes of walking, or even less. 30 seconds of sprinting and whatever it is, 2.5 minutes of walking. That's a good way to work some interval, get your cardio up there if you can't maintain the pace. Or you're just trying to do something different, surprise the body a little bit. Because if you think about it, we're naturally meant to sprint more than we are to do marathons. We'd have to sprint to save ourselves from danger as hunters-gatherers, or to save our children from danger, or get an animal for dinner, whatever, fight off an enemy, run away from an enemy. So if we're hunters and gatherers, sprinting was what we had to do. We didn't really tend to run marathons. So even my running mile and a half is just to help condition me and get my 15 minutes of intense cardio up and speed up my metabolism for the day. But running more than that, I don't see a whole lot of point usually, because it's not really what the body's meant to do. And I am 50, so I don't want to wear out my knees or anything like that. So I do get powered by plants, so I have less inflammation than people that consume dairy and that kind of thing, so it might be fine. I mean, I've run 3 miles, I've run even 11 miles. That's the most I've ever run. And it's just, I feel like I'm more meant for short spurts of speed than endurance. Also, that being said, I feel like I'm more meant for body weight building. A lot of times I enjoy resistance training with weights, with body weights, just as much, if not more, than my cardio. Probably more in some regards. Though I do like running, because running is one of the hardest things for me that I can do. I'm not a natural runner. As you guys can tell, I'm not super fast. Running a mile, and fastest I ever done was about 8:19, which I think was an error on the phone on the program. But today the first mile was 9:56. That's pretty typical of me, so I'm happy with that. I wasn't trying to push it real hard. I wasn't focused on it. I was just focusing on experiencing the experience and enjoying life. Sorry, these gloves, I had to put the little smiley faces back over my fingers. Isn't that cute? So it looks like an angry thing. These are my daughter's gloves that she lets me use. Because you know why? She's using my gloves right now. But it's nice because you can take your fingers out and be able to do more things than you can if you just have the glove sometimes. Anyway, also, when you're running and then you stop and it's cold, your nose tends to run a little bit because of the change in your body's temperature, right? But that's okay. If you don't mind me sniffing a little bit, I'll keep talking to you. I was thinking today about death and how death is our greatest teacher. And this is from listening to Michael Singer. It's true. I think death is our greatest teacher because it tells us that our life is limited to what we experience right now. We're never guaranteed another minute, another hour, another day, another week. We're not guaranteed any more life than what we're experiencing right now. So, that being said, why do we waste it with worry, right? Why do we waste it thinking about what we're going to do next instead of experiencing the now? That's one of the things I love about running, because I feel like I'm really present in the moment when I'm running, because I could feel my leg strength striving. I could feel the cold that I'm pushing against. I experience the wind on my face, and my muscles pumping the blood through my body. And I could feel when the steady grade going uphill and how that's a little harder, and then coming downhill you can go super fast and it feels fun. I love all those experiences, and I feel like I'm very present in the moment when I'm running. Although, you know, sometimes I'm thinking, of course, but I try to center back to experiencing at least part of the run, because all we really have is the present moment. If you think about it, out there is another jet airplane. I live not too far from an airport, so we get a lot of those. It's funny though, because if people come to visit me, they'll come and they're like, wow, look at that plane right there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I see that like every day. Not a big deal. So it's all funny how, you know, if you look at things with a fresh eye, you're like, wow, that is kind of amazing, you know, that man has figured out, I should say man and women, right, has figured out how to shoot us up in the air like a bird. That's pretty amazing. To defy those laws of gravity by flying in the air. That's awe-inspiring if you think about it, right? And there's a lot of other ways. Obviously, you can hang glide, you could do parachuting, you could do a lot of things that are pretty amazing, that somebody had the courage and the strength and the idea to do, right? Or oftentimes it's multiple people. I know a lot of people working on flight before the Wright brothers supposedly actually achieved it. If you believe that the Wright brothers were the ones that achieved it, who knows? I believe it is, but it could have been somebody that did it before that didn't get any recognition. You never know. But anyway, you know, it reminds me of a joke. What's the first? Actually, I don't know how the joke goes. Something like, how's the first thrill of flying go? Flying, you know, and that the second thrill is landing. Because once you're flying, you got to figure out how to land without killing yourself. And I think that's true in life, right? It's a balance. You know, you have to figure out the end of what you want, but then you got to figure out what you're going to do afterwards, because otherwise you're just up there flying and you can't figure out how to get down. So what I was talking about though was death being the greatest teacher, because we're not guaranteed any more time than the present moment. You're not even guaranteed another breath, right? You can take a breath in and suddenly never release that breath until you die, right? You don't know if you're gonna guaranteed to get one more breath, one more day, one more hour, one more week, one more year. And if death came and told you you have a week, you know, that you're gonna die in 1 week, then how would you live that day and the next 7, right? You'd live a lot differently than you are now. All the things that you worry about, which if you think about it, most of the things we worry about never happen. That's the funny part. We waste a lot of energy worrying about things that never happen. And then things that surprise us, we had no idea to worry about it, and then we're like floored, right? Floored. You know? But anyway, if death told you that, you wouldn't worry about all the little petty stuff. But then again, if death came to you and say, okay, let's go, you gotta go now, you'd be like, wait a minute, don't I get a week or at least a day to settle my affairs and experience things one last time? And death could say it to you very well, like, well, why should I give you a week? I gave you 52 weeks just last year and all the years before that. What did you do with those? Did you live them? You know, why do you need more? I gave you so much already, right? So think about it that way. You really should stop worrying about things that may or may not happen that you have no control over. And that's the key, right? If you have control over it, there's no need to worry. Just do something towards it. It may or may not be the right thing, but you'll find out soon enough, and then you can readjust your course and do something differently. But if you worry about things instead of doing, it's not going to help. And then if it's something you have no control over, like when you're going to die, there's no need to worry, because it's going to happen when it's meant to happen, right? Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you should live every day like it's your last day and be hedonistic, enjoy yourself, and not plan at all for the future, not work, not contribute, and all those things that we're supposed to do, because you have to plan for the future to a certain degree, right? Because if you survive and you lived like it was the last day and blew all your money and quit your job, then what are you going to do after that? So there's always a balance. That's what I like about the Tao Te Ching. It teaches you about balance. And it's a very spiritual journey that I'm trying to walk on now, as far as learning about the balance of life, and how to live my best self and be present in the moments. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, what you believe in all faiths, because it's all encompassing, I think. You know, it goes together. We need more religion in life instead of less. So embrace them all and learn what you can from each one, because each can teach us something. And not sure if the Tao is a religion anyway, it's more philosophy, how to live. But it's pretty amazing. Finding your path, finding the way of your best life. That's my goal today, and my message for you all. Good morning.
Hello.
So have a super great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.